There's something undeniably thrilling about stepping into a place where time has stood still, where the echoes of the past whisper through broken windows and crumbling walls. But what happens when those whispers follow you down a lonely stretch of asphalt, where the headlights of your car reveal more than just the road ahead? America's most haunted roads are more than just pathways. They're portals to the unknown, where history, horror, and the supernatural intertwine in ways that defy explanation. From the desolate highways of the Southwest to the mist-shrouded byways of New England, these roads carry stories of tragedy, betrayal, and the restless souls who never truly left. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or simply drawn to the thrill of a good ghost story, these roads will send chills down your spine. In this journey through the top most haunted roads in America, we'll uncover the chilling histories behind these cursed stretches of pavement. From the blood-soaked legends of Route 66 to the phantom hitchhikers of the Devil's Highway, each road carries a story steeped in mystery and fear. Some of these tales are rooted in documented events, while others have evolved into urban legends, blurring the line between fact and fiction. But whether these places are truly haunted or merely the product of human imagination, they continue to captivate and unsettle those who dare to drive them. So fasten your seatbelts, turn on your headlights, and join us as we venture into the darkness, where history, horror, and the supernatural collide. Route 66, the Mother Road's haunted legacy stretching over 2,400 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles. Route 66 is more than just a historic highway. It's a tapestry of American culture, nostalgia, and for many, a corridor of the supernatural. Nicknamed the Mother Road, this iconic route was once the lifeline for countless travelers during the Dust Bowl migration of the 1930s. But beneath its nostalgic charm lies a darker legacy, one filled with ghostly encounters, unsolved mysteries, and the lingering presence of those who never reached their final destination point. One of the most infamous haunted stretches of Route 66 lies in the Arizona desert, near the ghost town of Hackberry. Known as Hackberry's Ghost Corner, this remote intersection is said to be haunted by the spirit of a young woman who died in a car crash decades ago. Locals claim that drivers who stop at the intersection often find their cars inexplicably stalling, only to restart when they promise to leave immediately. Others report seeing a spectral figure standing at the roadside, her face obscured by the glare of headlights before vanishing into the night. Further east, in Gallup, New Mexico, Route 66 cuts through a stretch of land steeped in Navajo legend. According to local lore, the highway was built on sacred ground, displacing the spirits of ancient ancestors. Travelers have reported eerie phenomena in this area, including phantom lights dancing along the roadside and the sound of drums echoing through the desert at night. Some believe these occurrences are warnings from the displaced spirits, urging drivers to respect the land they traverse. Perhaps the most chilling tale comes from the Mojave Desert in California, where Route 66 crosses paths with the infamous Elmore Tunnel. Known for its sudden temperature drops and inexplicable engine failures, the tunnel is said to be haunted by the ghost of a truck driver who died in a fiery crash. Witnesses claim to see his spectral form wandering the tunnel's entrance, his face lit by the glow of passing headlights. Route 66's haunted reputation has drawn paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike, all eager to catch a glimpse of the otherworldly. Whether these encounters are the result of residual energy or something more sentient, one thing is certain: the Mother Road's history refuses to be forgotten. The Devil's Highway, Arizona State Route 85, a path of no return. Deep in the sun-scorched expanse of Arizona's Sonoran Desert lies State Route 85, a desolate highway known by a far more ominous name, the Devil's Highway. This 75-mile stretch, which runs from the Mexican border to Gila Bend, has long been shrouded in mystery and fear, its reputation cemented by centuries of tragedy and the belief that it is cursed. The origins of the Devil's Highway date back to the 16th century, when Spanish explorers first traversed the region, only to be swallowed by the unforgiving terrain. Over the centuries, the route became a deadly passage for migrants, outlaws, and anyone desperate enough to brave its harsh conditions. The most infamous incident occurred in 2001, when 26 undocumented immigrants perished in the desert, their bodies found scattered across the landscape like a grim reminder of the road's unforgiving nature. But the Devil's Highway is more than just a place of physical danger, it's a place where the supernatural thrives. Locals and travelers alike speak of strange phenomena that occur along this cursed road. Drivers report sudden temperature drops, unexplained engine failures, and the appearance of shadowy figures standing in the middle of the road, only to vanish when approached. Some claim to see the flickering lights of phantom vehicles trailing behind them, while others describe hearing the faint cries of lost souls carried by the desert wind. One of the most chilling accounts involves the Lady in Red, a spectral figure said to wander the roadside near the town of Y. According to legend, she was a woman who died in a car crash while fleeing an abusive partner. Witnesses claim to see her standing at the edge of the road, her red dress glowing faintly in the moonlight. Those who stop to help her claim she disappears into thin air, leaving behind only the lingering scent of roses. Paranormal investigators have flocked to the Devil's Highway, hoping to document the strange occurrences that plague the route. Some attribute the phenomena to the sheer volume of death and despair that has marked the road's history, while others believe the land itself is cursed. Regardless of the cause, one thing is clear: the Devil's Highway is a place where the past refuses to be forgotten. The loneliest road in America, U.S. Route 50, a journey through silence, nicknamed the loneliest road in America by Life magazine in 1986, U.S. Route 50 cuts through the heart of Nevada's vast, empty landscapes. But for those who brave its 400-mile stretch through the Great Basin Desert, the road's isolation feels less like solitude and more like a descent into madness. With no cell reception for hours and nothing but endless skies and barren plains, Route 50 has become a magnet for paranormal activity, with countless reports of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena. The most haunted segment of Route 50 is said to be the stretch near Austin, Nevada, where travelers have reported encountering the Lady in White. According to local legend, this spectral figure is the ghost of a woman who died in a car crash while searching for her missing child. Drivers claim to see her standing by the roadside, her white dress glowing faintly in the darkness. Those who stop to help her say she vanishes before they can reach her, leaving behind only the faint sound of a child crying in the distance. Further west, near the town of Eureka, Route 50 intersects with a series of abandoned mining towns, each with its own dark history. Locals speak of phantom miners who still haunt the road, their spectral forms appearing in the rearview mirrors of passing cars. Others report hearing the distant clang of mining tools echoing through the desert, though no one is ever visible. Paranormal investigators have conducted numerous studies along Route 50, capturing strange electromagnetic fluctuations and unexplained voices on audio recordings. Some believe the road's isolation amplifies the natural energies of the land, creating a vortex of supernatural activity. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply enjoy a good ghost story, driving U.S. Route 50 at night is an experience you won't soon forget. The Vampire Highway, U.S. Route 285, Colorado, a blood-soaked legacy winding through the rugged mountains and valleys of central Colorado. U.S. Route 285 is a scenic drive by day but a nightmare by night. Known as the Vampire Highway, due to its association with the infamous Denver vampire murders of the 1990s, this road has become synonymous with bloodshed and the supernatural. The Vampire Highway's dark history begins in 1991, when the body of 18-year-old Lisa Agnew was discovered near the intersection of Route 285 and East County Line Road. Her body bore marks consistent with ritualistic mutilation, sparking a wave of panic that gripped the Denver metro area. Over the next few years, a series of similar murders occurred, all linked to the highway. Though the killer, Andrew Philip Cady, was eventually apprehended in 1993, the road's reputation as a place of darkness endures. Today, Route 285 is haunted by more than just the memory of its gruesome past. Travelers report strange occurrences along the road, including the appearance of a phantom black car that follows them for miles before vanishing. Others claim to see shadowy figures darting between the trees, their eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Some even say they've encountered a woman dressed in Victorian-era clothing, who appears to hitchhike before disappearing into thin air. The Ghost Road, Texas State Highway 6, a haunted corridor in the heart of Texas. State Highway 6 stretches from the bustling city of Dallas to the Gulf Coast, passing through small towns and dense forests along the way. But one particular stretch of Highway 6, near the town of Hearn, has earned the nickname Ghost Road for its unsettling reputation. The legend of Ghost Road centers around a tragic car accident that occurred in the 1950s. A young couple was killed when their car skidded off the road and plunged into a nearby creek. Locals claim that the couple's spirits still roam the area, seeking revenge on reckless drivers. Over the years, countless motorists have reported encountering a ghostly figure standing in the middle of the road, only to vanish at the last second. Others describe their cars stalling as they approach the creek, forcing them to wait for an unseen force to release its grip. Paranormal investigators have flocked to Ghost Road, capturing footage of shadowy figures and hearing disembodied whispers in the woods. Some believe the spirits of the couple are trying to prevent others from meeting the same fate, while others insist the road is cursed, drawing in the lost and the damned. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, one thing is clear: driving Highway 6 at night is an experience that will leave you questioning what lurks in the darkness. The Phantom Mile, Interstate 10, Texas, a highway of lost souls. Interstate 10, which spans from Florida to California, is one of the most traveled highways in the United States. But in Texas, a 10-mile stretch of I-10 near the town of Marfa has earned a reputation as the Phantom Mile, a place where drivers report bizarre and terrifying encounters. The legend of the Phantom Mile dates back to the 1970s, when a local rancher claimed to see a group of ghostly cowboys riding across the highway at night. Since then, countless travelers have reported seeing the same spectral riders, their horses galloping alongside speeding cars before vanishing into the desert. Others describe encountering a phantom semi-truck that appears without warning, its headlights blinding before it fades away. Paranormal researchers have attributed the Phantom Mile's strange phenomena to the area's history of cattle drives and ranching, suggesting that the spirits of cowboys and animals still roam the land. Whether you believe in ghosts or chalk it up to optical illusions caused by the desert heat, one thing is certain: the Phantom Mile is a place where reality bends, and the past refuses to stay buried. The Highway to Hell, Interstate 15, Utah, a road marked by tragedy known as the Highway to Hell. Due to its alarmingly high rate of fatal accidents, Interstate 15 in southern Utah is a stark, unforgiving stretch of asphalt that cuts through the Mojave Desert. But beyond its deadly reputation lies a darker truth. This highway is said to be cursed, its history stained by bloodshed and the lingering presence of those who died there. The most infamous haunted stretch of I-15 lies near the town of Kanab, where a series of unsolved disappearances and unexplained accidents have left locals convinced that the road is haunted. Drivers report seeing the apparition of a man in a blood-soaked jacket, who appears to hitchhike before vanishing into the night. Others describe a phantom school bus that materializes on foggy nights, its headlights piercing the darkness before it plummets off the road, only to disappear without a trace. Paranormal investigators have documented numerous unexplained phenomena along I-15, including flickering lights and the sound of a distant choir singing hymns. Some believe the highway is built on cursed land, cursed by the spirits of Native Americans who were displaced during the construction of the road. Others suggest it's a portal to the afterlife, where the souls of the departed linger, unable to move on. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: the Highway to Hell is a place where the veil between worlds feels unnervingly thin. The Phantom Toll Booth, Pennsylvania Route 33, a road of endless loops tucked away in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Route 33 is a quiet, winding road that becomes anything but quiet after dark. Known as the Phantom Toll Booth, this highway is infamous for its reports of a mysterious toll booth that appears out of nowhere, demanding payment from unsuspecting drivers. The legend of the Phantom Toll Booth dates back to the 1970s, when the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission proposed building a toll booth near the intersection of Route 33 and Route 611. The project was abandoned after the landowner refused to sell, but locals claim the toll booth still appears to drivers late at night. Witnesses describe a flickering booth manned by a shadowy figure who demands payment before allowing them to pass. Some say they paid with exact change, only to find the money gone the next morning, while others claim the toll booth vanished as soon as they tried to stop. Paranormal investigators have attempted to document the toll booth phenomenon, capturing footage of strange lights and hearing disembodied voices. Whether the toll booth is a figment of collective imagination or a genuine supernatural occurrence, one thing is certain: the phantom toll booth is a place where the rules of reality seem to bend. The Blood Road, Highway 117, North Carolina, a trail of tragedy nestled in the rolling hills of North Carolina. Highway 117 is a picturesque drive by day but a nightmare by night. Known locally as the Blood Road, this 10-mile stretch between Sanford and Broadway has earned its ominous nickname due to its disproportionately high number of fatal accidents. But for those who live nearby, the road's reputation goes far beyond statistics. It's a place where the dead refuse to rest. The most chilling legend associated with Highway 117 involves a woman known as the Widow. According to local lore, she was a grieving widow who died in a car crash while searching for her husband's killer. Her ghost is said to appear at the site of the accident, standing in the middle of the road with her hands outstretched, as if begging for help. Drivers who ignore her are said to meet the same fate, their cars crashing into the same tree where her husband's body was found. Paranormal investigators have documented numerous strange occurrences on Highway 117, including sudden drops in temperature and the sound of a woman sobbing in the woods. Whether the widow's spirit is a guardian warning drivers or a vengeful force seeking revenge, one thing is clear: the Blood Road is a place where history and horror collide. The Road of the Dead, U.S. Route 95, Nevada, a journey through the afterlife. The final road on our list is U.S. Route 95, a remote highway that cuts through Nevada's desolate landscape. Known as the Road of the Dead, this highway is infamous for its high rate of fatal accidents and the eerie sense of dread that accompanies every mile. The most chilling stretch of Route 95 lies between Jackpot and Winnemucca, where drivers report encountering a phantom hitchhiker known as the Woman in White. According to legend, she was a bride who died in a car crash on her wedding day, her spirit forever trapped on the road. Travelers claim to pick her up, only to find her gone when they glance in the rearview mirror. Paranormal investigators have captured strange phenomena along Route 95, including ghostly apparitions and the sound of a faint, mournful wail that echoes through the night. Whether the Road of the Dead is truly haunted or simply cursed by its history of tragedy, one thing is certain: this highway is a place where the living and the dead walk side by side. The Phantom Toll Booth, a road of endless loops. The headlights of Clara's sedan cut through the dense fog clinging to Pennsylvania Route 33 like a shroud. The Pocono Mountains loomed on either side of the winding road, their jagged silhouettes swallowed by the October night. Clara tightened her grip on the steering wheel, her knuckles white. She'd taken this route a dozen times before, commuting from her job in Stroudsburg to visit her grandmother in Saylorsburg, but tonight felt different. The air was too still, the darkness too absolute. Even the crickets and owls had fallen silent. She flicked on the radio to dispel the unease. Static hiss from the speakers. Frowning, she punched the scan button. More static, then a sudden burst of garbled voices, overlapping and distorted, as if 100 different frequencies were bleeding into one. Clara snapped the radio off. Her eyes darted to the rearview mirror. Nothing but the empty road behind her, swallowed by the fog. A flicker of movement caught her peripheral vision. She turned her head just as a dim, amber light materialized ahead, casting long, skeletal shadows across the asphalt. Her breath hitched. There, straddling both lanes, stood a weathered toll booth. Its wooden frame leaned precariously, paint peeling like sunburnt skin. A rusted iron gate barred the way, and a flickering lantern hung above a small window. The booth hadn't been there seconds ago. Clara slammed on the brakes, tires screeching. Her car shuddered to a halt inches from the gate. Her heart raced. This isn't possible, she thought. Route 33 was a rural highway, untouched by tolls. She'd driven this stretch countless times. Yet here it stood, solid and real, its presence radiating a cold, unnatural weight. A figure emerged from the shadows of the booth. Tall and gaunt, it wore a tattered toll collector's uniform, the hat pulled low over a face lost in shadow. One skeletal hand rested on the gate's lever, the other extended a palm, demanding payment. Toll! It rasped, voice like gravel in a tin can. Clara's throat tightened. I don't have any cash. I wasn't expecting. The figure tilted its head. The lantern's light shifted, briefly illuminating hollow eye sockets and a lipless grin. "Payment is required." She fumbled in her purse, fingers closing around a handful of quarters. Her grandmother's words echoed in her mind. "They say it appears out of nowhere. Some folks pay, some run. But if you stop, you never know what you'll lose." Clara hesitated, then rolled down her window. The air outside was icy, biting at her skin. The toll collector's hand shot out, bony fingers snatching the coins. As they left her palm, the quarters transformed, aged, tarnished, their edges crumbling like ash. The gate creaked open. "Drive," the figure whispered. The next morning, Clara recounted the encounter to her grandmother over coffee. The elderly woman's hands trembled as she set her cup down. "You saw the phantom toll booth," she murmured. "It's been decades since anyone's claimed to see it. Not since the 70s, when they tried to build that turnpike extension." She told Clara the story. The Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission's failed bid to erect a toll plaza near Route 611, the stubborn landowner who'd refused to sell, the lawsuits that dragged on until the project was abandoned. But the toll booth, locals insisted, had materialized anyway, a spectral remnant of what might have been. "Some say it's the landowner's ghost," her grandmother said. "Others think it's a trick of the mountains, a place where time folds over itself. But mark my words, never pay with anything you can't afford to lose." Clara's blood ran cold. She'd emptied her purse the night before, but when she checked that morning, the quarters were gone. Not just spent, they'd vanished, as if the toll booth had consumed them. That night, unable to shake her curiosity, Clara returned to Route 33. She'd brought a friend, Liam, a skeptic with a camera and a smirk. "Ghosts don't issue receipts, Clara," he joked. But as the fog rolled in, his bravado wavered. They parked halfway up the mountain, waiting. Hours passed. Just as Liam began to snore, the dashboard lit up with an eerie glow. The toll booth stood before them, its gate down. "Stay here," Clara whispered, grabbing her phone. "Clara, don't." But she was already out of the car. The toll collector glared at her from the window. This time, its uniform was newer, the hat bearing a faded Pennsylvania Turnpike insignia. "Toll," it intoned. Clara held up her phone, recording. "Who are you? Why are you here?" The figure's head snapped sideways, joints cracking. "Payment, now." She tossed a dollar bill onto the counter. It fluttered to the ground, untouched. The gate remained closed. "Exact change," the figure hissed. Clara backed away. The toll booth's walls began to warp, wood splintering into spirals, the lantern's light pulsing like a heartbeat. She ran, slamming the car door as Liam gunned the engine. The toll booth vanished as they sped past. On the footage later, only static remained. Weeks passed. Clara couldn't forget the toll booth's hollow eyes. She pored over archives, uncovering articles from the 1970s, protests, lawsuits, a photo of the proposed toll plaza, a carbon copy of the phantom booth. The landowner, a reclusive man named Elias Holt, had died months after the project collapsed. His obituary mentioned no family, no heirs. One name recurred in the clippings: Milton Farnsworth, the Turnpike Commission's lead engineer. Clara tracked down his grandson, a retired professor living in Philadelphia. "It's a cautionary tale," the old man said, sipping tea. "My grandfather swore the toll booth was cursed. After Holt's death, workers reported tools going missing, voices in the woods. They abandoned the site, but the land, it remembered." He handed Clara a faded journal. Inside, Milton had scrawled, "Holt's refusal broke more than a contract. The land resents what was taken. The toll booth isn't a place, it's a wound." On Halloween night, Clara returned alone. Fog clung to the road like a living thing. She parked and waited, a silver dollar clutched in her fist, a relic from her grandmother, etched with the year 1972. The toll booth materialized. The figure leaned out, its face shifting, a mosaic of Holt's stern portrait and Milton's anxious eyes. "Payment," it growled. Clara held out the coin. "Take it. But answer me, what do you want?" The figure hesitated. Its skeletal fingers closed around the silver dollar, which glowed white-hot. For a moment, the booth filled with light, revealing not a toll plaza, but a tangle of half-built structures, phantom workers hammering in silence. "The debt is paid," the figure whispered. The gate lifted. When Clara drove through, the road ahead was clear. In her rearview mirror, the toll booth collapsed into ash, swirling into the night. The next morning, she found the silver dollar in her glove compartment, unmarked. But on its surface, faintly etched, echoes beyond the veil as we bring our journey through America's most haunted roads to a close, one truth remains undeniable. These stretches of asphalt are more than just pathways. They are echoes of lives lived, tragedies endured, and mysteries left unresolved. From the spectral hitchhikers of Route 66 to the phantom toll booth of Pennsylvania, each road we've explored carries a story steeped in history and the supernatural. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply enjoy a good ghost story, the accounts we've uncovered serve as a reminder that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, waiting for someone to listen. If you've enjoyed this descent into the shadows, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales that blur the line between reality and the paranormal. Share your own experiences with haunted roads. Have you ever felt the presence of something unseen? Or perhaps you have a haunted highway you'd like us to investigate next. Drop your suggestions below, and remember, the world is full of forgotten places waiting to whisper their secrets. Until next time, keep your headlights close and your instincts closer. The past is never truly gone, it's just waiting for someone to listen.